Hello and welcome, fellow productivity seekers. I'm Garland Coulson, Captain Time, coming to you from my Chrono Cavern. And today I want to talk about task management apps and the 10 most common mistakes people make when using their app. So task management apps are incredibly powerful. The modern software that's been created is amazing at what it can do to help you manage all your projects and all your tasks. Absolutely fantastic. But a lot of people struggle to work with their task management systems and to use them effectively. And I watch a lot of people during coaching, and I know this is a difficult challenge for many people. So let's go through these mistakes and what to do about them. So first is not taking time to learn the app. These apps can be quite complex. Maybe they're simple to use in the beginning, but they may have a lot of additional features you don't know about. So it's very important that you set aside time, especially when the app is new to you, to learn it, and also to continue to upgrade your knowledge as there's new features. So set aside time every week for learning, for working through tutorials for your time management app, for your task management app. Look on YouTube for videos about it, and it will really help. I've often come across a new feature on an app I've used for quite some time that has made a big difference, and I didn't know about it, and yet I'm kind of what I call a power user, so how come I don't know that? So it's important to put that time aside. Second is reaching out for support. And many people don't think to really check with support when they run into problems. They'll often come to me first, and that's fine. I'm happy to help my clients with their task management app. I do training for that. But in many cases, they could have asked their support people for the app and got that answer for free. So check with support first. It's also a great way to check out if you're using a new app to make sure there's going to be really great support there. Number 3 is neglecting to prioritize your tasks. You dump tasks in, ideas for things you got to do. Suddenly you've got 100, 200 tasks in there. Which one do you do first? So it's very important that you set priorities. What is the one task you need to get done today? So every task you add should have a priority, perhaps low, medium, and high. Maybe use a 1 through 5 system. Doesn't matter. Whatever system you use, it just needs to be set up to ensure that you know what your highest priority tasks are to work on. Number 4 is not providing enough details, skipping that task description, putting just a really short blurb. And I've done this to myself. I've looked at tasks that I've written and I go, what did I want myself to do? Somehow future Garland or present Garland is not bright enough to figure out what past Garland was thinking. So that past Garland's annoying sometimes when he doesn't write proper descriptions. So don't be an annoying past version of yourself. Write really good descriptions in the task, what it is you want to accomplish, what the outcome will be, some of the details you're looking for, thoughts and ideas that occur to you, and then make sure it's there so that when you come to the task in future, you can dive in and start working on it. Number 5 is overlooking the power of tags or labels. And I love tagging. I've written an entire article on it. Tagging is great. Tagging lets you pull together tasks from multiple projects into one list so you can look at it. So a really great example of tagging is every time I find a task that I think could be done by my virtual assistants, I tag it virtual assistant. And then that way when I'm looking for things to do for my virtual assistants, I've got a whole list already developed. So use those tags as ways to organize things outside of the projects. It's really a great way to make that work. Number 6 is not using the collaboration features on your task management app. So, we're used to working alone, might work in a silo, worried about our work we've got to get done. But if you've got a team, letting your team know what's going on, what's happening, where you're at, what you're working on is great. Getting their input in the tasks. Using the collaboration features on your task management is also a great way to delegate tasks to your team members, your subordinates, or to virtual assistants. Number 7 is not using the app enough. And this is especially true when you get a brand new app and maybe you fall back in your old habits of how you do things instead of sticking with the app and doing everything in there. So it's important to make sure the app is the first thing you open. Set that up to open first thing in the morning. Live in your app. So my task management app is where I live. I don't live in my email. I actually live in my task management app because that's where the highest priority tasks are to do and work on. Number 8, not updating your task status, your task status. So, put, has it been assigned? Are you working on it? Is it partially completed? So that you can tell at a glance. You should be able to look at your task dashboard and see which tasks are where. It just gives you a really great way to look at your dashboard and know where everything is. Number 9, this is a big one, not using comments. And I've been guilty of this in the past. And a really good example for me is twice I've written articles on my WordPress blog, published them. Then later on, looking through my drafts, I found articles, half-written articles for both of those articles that I had just rewritten from scratch. So I'd already started them, but didn't realize where I'd left off. So I use comments to make a note when I have to switch from one task to the other, because we normally don't get ever 10, 20 hours to fully work on a project or a task. So when I have to go on to my next project or my next meeting, I put in the comments where I left off. What's next? What should I work on next on that task? And that is a real time saver for me because I don't have that problem of wasting time redoing work I've already done. And number 10, overcomplicated task structures. This is really common with people who are a bit OCD, people who love systems and organizing, people like me. So we like to have our systems in place. And instead of getting the perfect system, and we're spending days or weeks building your system, but you've never actually checked off one task. You haven't done any task. Now you've got like hundreds of tasks in there. Your system's all set up, but now you're way behind because you haven't done it. Instead, get your hands dirty, get in there, put some tasks in today, finish some tasks in today, mark them off your to-do list, have them disappear, and do that every day. And you can refine your system on the fly by getting your hands on it, by getting your hands dirty with the system. And if you need help with your task management app, I will train on major task management apps. Even if it's one that's not that common, I can probably show you how to make the most of it as well. So reach out if you'd like some task management training for yourself and your team. Please hit the like and subscribe button to help others know that this is a valuable resource for them and to help others find us. And thank you so much for listening. And remember, it's your time, your choice. I'm Garland Coulson, Captain Time, coming to you from the Chrono Cavern.